The first act is called Phillip Wragg. How do you feel we should introduce him, Joe? This is Joe, by the way. Your job, everybody, is to be fairly relaxed, chilled out. Stay there, that's right. Fairly relaxed, chilled out. If you've got a phone, you probably can't pick it up. There's no reception downstairs. Joe's going to introduce the first act. This is going to be lovely, friendly, enthusiastic, warm and nice. And Joe, there's no pressure on you, but the entire success of the night depends on you right now. Right now. So Phillip Wragg is lovely, he's really funny, and he's a really good comedian. So I want you to... He's really funny, yeah. Is he really funny? Yeah. You don't know. You're going to have to method act this, Joe. You're going to have to method act this. Okay, so you're going to come up on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the first act in a slightly shambolic style that is not representative of the rest of the night, but is going to hopefully induce a mood of enthusiasm in all of you lovely people. Please bring him on. Bring him on. There we go. That's one of the basic rules, by the way, is do not talk to the most pissed person in the room. That is very clearly what I've just done. You can do this to me, by the way, Joe, and that's fine. You definitely can't do it to the act, otherwise I have to kill you. So this is going to be lovely. It'd be very nice if I'm going to be a functional MC because I can barely speak at the moment. It'd be very nice if you start the clapping. If Joe, if you would start the clapping as well. You're going to introduce Phillip Wragg. Wait a minute. Phillip Wragg is his name. You're going to shout his name and start clapping. You're going to start clapping. Everybody else is gently going to start clapping at the level of 1, and then we're going to go to the level of 2, then we're going to go to the level of 3, then we go all the way up to 10. I love the way that you're waiting to go crazy. That's lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe, start the clapping. Go. Joe. Everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, you're here for Kaleido. Come on, you go, Kaleido. Your first act is absolutely lovely. Keep clapping. Go louder. Go louder. Go louder. Ladies and gentlemen, brilliant Phillip Wragg. Thanks, Joe. Hello, Joe. You right, love? Lovely, darling. You're quite tan, Joe. Yeah, your face matches your boots. Lovely. Hello. Have we got any, is everyone alright? It's Friday night? Friday night? Oh. Have we got any South Londoners here? At the back. Because I've just recently moved from East London to South London. And there's a thing in South London that no one explains to you when you move there. Anyway. What the fuck is going on with Elephant and Castle Shopping Centre? Seriously, have you been to Elephant and Castle Shopping Centre? Oh my god, it's like where people go to die, really. I ended up there by mistake, and I walked in and it was like, something terrible is happening here, but I don't know what it is. It was like that moment in The Sixth Sense where you look around and you kind of go, I see shops, but some of them don't even know that they're shops. It was quite awful. And I kind of was on my way home and I thought, oh, I fancy a bit of food. And I saw the sign for Tesco and I thought, Tesco meal deal, £2.50, can't go wrong really, can you? And so I went into Tesco. You know you get good Tescos that are really well laid out? And then you get really skanky Tesco's that are just disgusting. Well, this is the skankiest Tesco I've ever seen in my entire life. To the point where someone had picked up a chicken Caesar wrap, unwrapped it, sniffed it, had a bit of a bite, and then thrown it on the floor. Like it was some kind of savoury Primark or something like that. I don't know what was going on. And so I picked up a wrapped wrap, and I went to the self-checkout and sorted myself out. And it got me thinking about Primark. Any Primark shoppers in? Any? Yeah? Why do people that go in there hate clothes? Because I don't know about you, but when I go clothes shopping, and I see something that I think I might like, I'll pick it off the rack. And if I don't like it, I'm a bit wacky, you know what I'll do? I'll pop it back on the rack. I won't just go, oh, I don't really like that. There we go, that's that done with. You know, I won't be there with a friend where she goes, oh, this would suit you actually, this colour would suit you. And I go, well, it's not my size. And just twat some old woman in the face with a yellow top. I'm not going to do that. No, it's awful. I went in there with a girlfriend of mine recently, and she said, oh, well, I like that top. I was like, what top? She was like, that top on the floor. It's got a nice pattern. I was like, well, that will be a footprint. But it's unique, it's individual, it's for you. So there we go. To kind of, I've got another story to kind of finish with, but I've recently been dumped, which, which is heartbreaking, and it's got me worrying about how I approach relationships, and mainly worrying about whether I'm good at sex or not, which is something that does crop up occasionally, you know. And you should know if you're good at sex. You should, judging by the other person's reaction, if they've got a smiley face, you know, if they're making good noises, it's going alright. But recently,
they lie though.
What's that joke?
They lie.
They lie. Yeah, they do lie. They do lie. Yes. Well done. Well done. Not said enough words today. You thought, well, I'll say some more. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Shh. I went out recently and I got drunk and I pulled a guy, just to answer that question in case you were wondering. No way! Says the blind, deaf and stupid woman at the back. But no, I did. I pulled a guy, we went back to his and he wanted to be like sex. Oh, he was trying to be like sex. But it was more like having a fight. Like there were arms and legs flying everywhere, which is usually a good sign. But when you get an elbow in your eye, you know, and when they're shouting instructions, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, go fetal. Never say fetal during sex, never say fetal during sex. Ever. At one point, I knew it was going particularly badly because I ended up inside the duvet cover. And he wasn't there with me. I looked like the worst gay ghost you've ever seen in your entire life. It's absolutely offensive. And I thought, well, maybe I'm not good, maybe I'm not. Oh, God, what do I do about this? You know. And it's hard to know, like, as I said before, like, the face that the person's putting is usually a good sign. And I don't want to reveal too much about the kind of sex I have, but sometimes it's hard to see the person's face, unless it's a strategically placed mirror. Then I'm like, I don't know what's going on back there. Yeah. I don't know if he's putting that face that I put when I go to the supermarket and get to the checkout and wonder if I've got everything that I came in for in the first place. That kind of... which is not a good sex face. Or is he putting that face that the entire nation pulled at their TV screens when George Michael sang that second song at the closing ceremony of the weekend? That kind of...
Naughty.
What? What are you doing, George? What are you doing? And just to digress, didn't George Michael have pneumonia? But he was a bit tubby at the Olympics. Who gets fat with pneumonia? Did he crash his car into a cake shop this time? We don't know. But I thought, well, okay, well, I can't really see the person's face, so let's think about the noises that the person's making. But sometimes really, really good sex noises can merge into really, really bad sex noises. Like, there's not that much difference between fucking hell and fucking hell. It's an occupational hazard. It's telling bum sex jokes. But I thought, well, maybe I need to do something about this, maybe I need to spice things up, so I'll go to one of those sex shops in Soho that I've heard so much about. And it's always intimidating going to one of those sex shops because all the windows are blacked out and you don't really know what's going on inside, you don't know what to expect. And I was a bit intimidated, mainly by the name of the shop. But I thought, well, I'll go in anyway, you know. So I went into weapons of mass destruction, it didn't take me that long to find them, actually. They were just on the shelf over there. So I did get asked to leave eventually. I mean, I was only there for like maybe 2, maybe 3 hours. But apparently I took their try before you buy offer a step too far. just past the elbow, actually. But I thought, well, since I'm in Soho, I'll go on to Old Compton Street, because that's where they let us go in Soho. Just keep them on the same street, don't let them veer off in any other direction, or they'll make people gay. Sorry. And I thought, well, I'll do a survey. I'll do a survey with the gay guys on Old Compton Street, got myself a little clipboard, and did a little survey. There was only one question, so I stopped this guy and said, do you mind answering a question? A survey. Would you ever consider having sex with me? And he was silent for a EastEnders omnibus amount of time. And then started asking me questions, which wasn't really the aim of the game in the first place. He was like, how much have I had to drink? I was like, well, you've had 2 bottles of wine to get ready with, because who fucking doesn't? You've had like 10 pints, 10 Jaeger bombs, and 2 vodka and cokes. And he was like, oh, God, all right. He said, what time of night is it? I was like, well, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. It's me, you, the bar staff, and the cleaners. He was like, oh, right then. Where do you live? Because I don't have sex outside Zone 2. I was like, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, I hope, Philip, you left the situation with a sense of dignity and self-respect. But I think what I actually did was say, don't leave me or I'll cut myself! Which is hard to say when you're holding on to someone's ankles as they're walking out of your life, but I managed it anyway. You guys have been lovely, you've got a great night ahead, you've got all the cabaret, comedy, tits out probably, I don't know. I won't go out for that. But thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your night.